Hello everyone, Mr. Price here, giving you an example to go along with your writing lesson for the day. You are creating a literary essay rough plan, just as I have here. The only difference is that you will be using the story Tana Ika. I have used the story Scout's Honor to model this work for you. So please remember, you are creating your work with Tana Ika while I am modeling the work using the story Scout's Honor. So basically, the box at the top has a space for you to state your claim, and then you're going to support that claim with the three reasons down below. It's important that you then find at least two pieces of direct evidence from the text to support those reasons that you're providing. So you're starting with the claim. You need to have three reasons to support that, and then you need to have two examples of evidence to support each reason. So up at the top, you see that my claim is the boys in the Scouts' honor realize that rivalry is part of friendship. The first reason that I support that with is that the boys don't want to appear unable to accomplish a goal set by their friends. And here are two pieces of information that I found in the story. Please pay attention to how I am including this information on this document. I'm using some direct quotes, and in some instances, I am paraphrasing. You should be doing a mixture of both when you're writing your literary essay, so it would make sense if you are documenting your evidence in the same way. Anyways, first piece of evidence. On page 371, the boys are setting up a lean-to. The narrator describes how Max and Horse were using the branches they'd gathered to construct this lean-to over him, while he was simultaneously trying to get a fire started. This shows that none of them wanted to give up on the goals they'd set out to accomplish in front of one another. And then another piece of evidence. On page 372, Max is preparing his hot dogs over their tiny fire when Horst explodes a can of beans with his hatchet. The lean-to collapses and the food falls into the dirt. This happens because Max recommends using the hatchet to knock off the top of the can of beans. Because Horst didn't want to appear unable to accomplish this goal set by Max, the boys are covered in beans. Their tent collapses, they engage in a food fight, and end up eating dirty hot dogs. So the second reason that I came up with to support the claim that the boys in Scouts' honor realize that rivalry is a part of friendship is that boys don't like to appear weak in front of each other, even their friends. On page 364, the narrator says, "I don't know about you, but I don't intend to be a tenderfoot all my life. Anyway, doing stuff in the city is for sissies." The author then makes a point of describing the way Horse says, "You saying I don't?" as snapping back. This shows that even the slightest perceived slight, even from a friend, requires retort. Horse responds in such a way in order to save face and even avoid looking weak in front of his friends. Another example comes from the end of the story. On page 373, the narrator states, "Okay, I admit it. I'm not as tough as you guys. I gave up first." This reveals that the narrator was afraid of admitting weakness. Up until this point of the story, his friends all respond in ways that make it seem as though none of them quit because they don't want to appear weak in front of one another. So then the last reason that I had to support my claim is that most boys' friendships include competition. And the evidence I came up with is that on page 369, the narrator is describing crossing the bridge. It's mentioned that he begins going first because he is trying to look brave, quote unquote. He is quickly frightened and then turns around, hoping to see that his friends have quit and that it will provide a sort of permission for him to quit as well. This shows that his actions are motivated by the friendly competition the boys are naturally engaged in. The other piece of evidence that I included is that when the narrator describes the group's decision to go home, he says, "To my surprise and relief, nobody objected." This shows that he was concerned about how other members of the group would feel upon revealing his feelings. The reader is left to infer that the narrator feels this concern because he is competing with his counterparts and doesn't want to appear weak and be the only one ready to throw in the towel. So that's my example for you. You're going to have access to it so you can look at it a little more closely on your own. Please notice the time and effort I put into identifying these quotes and these reasons and making sure that they all make sense and really support the claim, and then that the evidence supports the reasons that are supporting the claim. This will help you a great deal moving forward because you're going to be able to take this evidence and pretty much take it right off of this document and plug it right into your literary essay to prove the points that you're trying to make. If you have any questions, please visit office hours or shoot your ELA teacher an email. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.